Hey guys. All right.
Happy Tuesday to everybody. Welcome to TFG Sports. I am your host, Kendrick Henderson. Wherever you are, it can either be Taco Tuesday, it could be Throwback Tuesday, or it could be just a regular Tuesday for you. I hope you're having a good one. Before we jump into these sports, come on in, jump into the conversation if you could, or if you would, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and share to all your social platforms. And even if you feel a little in a giving spirit, even do some super chat with us tonight. That would be great. So glad to be back here on Tuesday. We're gonna jump into some hot topics, but before we get to that, my main man, KLTV Sports Director Michael Coleman is with me. Mike, how you doing, brother?
Well, I knew. Can you hear me? Good.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
Yes,
so make
sir.
sure. Well, got back from California last week, and you know how it is. People say, "Did you have fun?" I don't know what y'all think we be doing when we're covering the Cowboy camp. We working.
Exactly.
I
They
mean,
they don't they just think you out there having a party in a good old time.
yeah, right. So
Mhm.
I always say. So now I say, well, I really don't know how to answer that question. Like, if you're covering a city council meeting, who's asking you, "Did you have fun?" Because you were working.
That's your job.
And that's what we
Exactly.
were doing. So it's good to be back and ready, man. The football season's around the corner, dude.
It's right around the corner, bro. But you know what? Before we get to our first topic, you got a little something that you show the people what you got there. Got a little of the bubbly, as we say. Hey man, that's the way you supposed to do it on a Tuesday. On a Tuesday. So we're gonna let Mike get a couple of more sips. We're gonna jump right into this. Let's get to the first topic. It's a sweep. Man, that women's 100-meter dash in Tokyo. The Jamaican ladies swept it. Elaine Thompson Hurrah, I think I'm saying her name correctly. She broke a 33-year-old record held by the legendary late great FloJo, Florence Griffin Joyner. She ran a 10.61. Shelly Ann Fraser Price took the bronze at 10. I'm sorry, the silver at 10.74, and Jamaican Sharika Jackson took the bronze at 10.76. And then I had to throw a USA. T.H. Daniels came in seventh with 11.02. Mike, what you think about these Jamaican ladies sweeping this 100 meters?
Well, it's I ain't hating on them. Way to go. They are now what the USA used to be with track and field. I mean, not
Right.
well, they've been there. I put it that way because Hussein, during his era,
Mm-hmm.
he kind of got the thing launched,
Right, right.
and it's found its way to the ladies' side. And me and a guy was talking a while back, and he was a big track guy, and he said something to me that made a lot of sense, and it's about the Jamaicans and how they're excelling in track and field. He says, the deal is a lot of Jamaicans who've come over here to go to college and run track, they go on to become coaches, and
Mm-hmm.
they learn from American track coaches, and they take it back home. He said, and we're now seeing it pay off for them. And I mean, we don't look at track and field like we used to back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like the Texas relays, the Penn relays, Drake relays, the Kansas relays, all that.
Mm-hmm.
The relays don't exist anymore like they used to. Now, when we hear about track and field, it's barely when the Olympics are coming around.
Yeah.
I remember coming up, track was my first sport. That was my first sport because track was huge. And I think what's happened is we as a country,
What's up, William? Thanks for joining me, brother. Go ahead.
we've become too comfortable.
Yeah.
We become way comfortable. There are more things for us to do. We don't have the passion for other things like we used to. And that's one thing when I was on vacation in Mexico. That's one thing I did notice about us as a people. I mean, Americans, we're spoiled brats.
We are.
We're
I agree.
very, very spoiled because when you see what some of those folks in Mexico don't have, but life is life, and it got to be thinking like, wow, at home in America, this would be done this way. Well, we
Yeah.
in Mexico, we're going to do it this way, and you ain't going to die about it. So I think Jamaica's success has come at the expense of Americans' lackadaisical approach to track and field anymore.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you on that. Thanks, Kennard, for joining us, bro. Another thing, this Elaine Thompson Haraj. She did something that has never been done. The Jamaican sprinter. She's the first woman in history to win back-to-back Olympic gold medals in the 100 meter and 200 meters.
Wow.
First time ever. So Jamaica, I always knew Jamaica was on the map, but these ladies, they're
Yeah.
showing what they got. What you think about that historic feat that she accomplished?
Oh, you think about who's run in the past. Evelyn Ashford. Flo Jo. It's a heck of a double gold, heck of a double performance, and the mere fact that no woman has done it before speaks to the difficulty in getting it done. And the sky's the limit for this young lady, man.
It is the sky's the limit, and she had I didn't realize that in the 2016 Olympics that she had won a gold as well in the I believe it was the 100. I believe she won the
Okay.
gold, and I didn't know that. So she just came out of nowhere. We always familiar with Shelly Ann Frazier-Price. I mean,
Right.
that's the one that everybody always talked about as far as Jamaican sprinters. But when this young lady, I did not know she was even in the mix. But
Wow.
she's the next up and coming for Jamaica. My guy William Henderson said the race of the Olympics was the 400 hurdles. The guy from Norway has no lactic acid. Did you see him hit another gear when Benjamin pulled up on him? Just stupid. Actually, I did see that race,
Yeah.
William, and that 400 meter. That's a race for real. That's a straight sprint. I don't care what nobody say. Anybody that can run a 400 meter, they got something. I just that you basically sprinting 400 meters the whole way pretty much.
Oh yeah. Now you talking about the hurdles?
Yeah, the hurdle. I meant the 400 meter.
Okay.
Okay, but the hurdles, that's different too.
Okay. Well, first of
Yeah,
all,
my bad.
if the 400 is a man's race, then
The hurdles,
the 400 intermediate hurdles is a superman's race, because
Right.
I think I heard today the first three had a better time than some of those in just the 400 meters, and they jumping over something.
Wow, I didn't see
They're
that.
jumping over something.
Wow,
That's a heck of
that's
a race.
crazy. That's
You know,
crazy.
my-
What's
my
up, Lamar?
My
Yeah,
college-
that's crazy.
My college roommate during the summertime was a guy named David Lee.
Mhm.
And David Lee was a track star out of St. Louis, U City to be exact. And I mean, he was a stud. He was the guy. He was number 2 in the world to Edwin Moses. And I've always felt like Edwin Moses invented that event, because he was the first premier runner of that event.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of respect for cats who can run the quarter and jump over something. Even those who took last place, I got
Right.
respect for you for running over and in the quarter and jumping over those hurdles. I was just a quarter miler. I didn't want no parts of the hurdles.
You didn't want no part of it.
part of it.
Yeah, man. I didn't really do track, but I did a little bit in middle school, and I didn't really do anything after that. But so, track that's an individual sport where you definitely, it's all about mind over matter, man, and about dedication and really putting in the work. And I'll tell it, no matter what event it is, you really got to be on your discipline when it comes to track and field.
I had a guy tell me when I went to high school with, and he was a really good runner. I said, man, come going to come out and run for track? He said, man, you know why I don't want to run track? I said, why? He says, in sports like football or basketball, when you mess up, what do they make you do? Run. He said, so I was going to feel like I'm being punished the whole hour and a half, so I'm running track.
Yeah, man.
That's a good point, dude. I hadn't thought about that way.
Yeah, and my guy William Henderson that's on there, he's actually my classmate. He's a track coach at Duncanville High School, so he definitely knows what, and he ran track. Yeah, so shout out to my guy William. So anyway, that's the Tokyo Olympics. It's funny, we ain't really say much about the men.
The Italian dude.
Yeah, the Italian. He's born in El Paso.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
he got Texas ties.
But he ran for Italy. But it is what it is. I get it. But his dad was in the military. Then they transferred him over to Italy when he was small. So he pretty much grew up in Italy. But anyway, so there you have it. That's the Tokyo Olympics. We got some good races. The 200 meter, the men's race, I want to check out and see what happens with that. So that's later on. So we're going to move on next to Simone Biles with draws from vault and in uneven bars. Now, this young lady has, we've been talking about her the last week and a half. She was dealing with some mental health things that she felt like physically she wasn't really ready to perform. I found out some news today was interesting. Let's back up. Let's go ahead and start about the news. She won the bronze medal in the balance beam on yesterday. Didn't know, found this out today that her paternal aunt passed away 2 days before this event, and she knew that. So not only has she been dealing with the mental health and stuff, she had a death in her family 2 days before she even participated in the balance beam. And as you all well know, that she decided to pull out of all the other floor exercises. And she said that she thinks she was dealing with twisties, which I had never heard of. Well,
Right.
twisties is a condition when gymnasts lose their sense of awareness in the air. And if you have that type of, you don't have the awareness, you could really hurt yourself and you could really die. So, Mike, what you think about Simone Biles and her winning the bronze, coming back, and it wasn't her best performance, but she won the bronze medal.
Well, and I found out that she won the bronze in that event in the last Olympics.
Yes, she did in 16.
So that's not her thing, you know. I mean, it's not a gold or a silver, but I like what she said. I'm as proud, if not more proud, of this performance and medal than I am of any others that I've gotten. You know, and you talked about her, you know, her grandmother, you say?
No, her paternal aunt. I'm sorry, her paternal aunt.
Okay, her aunt passes away, and we're not even we are including, but we don't talk about it. The stuff she went through with Larry Nassar.
I mentioned that last night. Exactly.
I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's just not something you just say I'm gonna put in the back of my head and move forward. You know, it's. I mean, she'll deal with that the rest of her life. All those young ladies will for the rest of their lives, and whatever man that may be in their life, they're just gonna have to understand. You know, it ain't you. It's something that happened that I haven't completely dealt with. You know, completely yet. So it's bound to come up. But no, she's and I mean I know some folks have dogged her out, but in fact, who was it? It's a tennis player. I saw the meme. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, and then he ended up tossing his the tennis player. Was it Jokic? What's his name?
Yeah, Djokovic.
Djokovic. Yeah. He ended up losing his temper and breaking his racket the next day
and being a
brat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so,
I saw that.
Who showed more maturity?
Yeah.
It sure as heck wasn't him. So I am proud of her for what she's been able to do, because everybody that's been dogging her can't even do a cartwheel. Okay. They can't even do a cartwheel, you know. As I'm outside, so the mosquitoes are having
you good.
Trying to have a feast. So way to go for her. She's got a lot going on for herself, and there are so many more people in her corner than not.
I exactly agree. And then I think we forget she's only 24. She's only 24 years old. I mean, it's not like, you know, she's still coming into her womanhood, into her own, and all that. So
and that's what the backlash is in today's world, when young people are doing so well at such a young age. You know, there used to be a time if you was 22 or 23, you were still developing. I mean, Mahomes comes to mind. I mean, he's there. And I think what we think everybody's the same that are youthful in their early 20s, because other folks in their early 20s have had success. That doesn't work for everybody.
Right.
It doesn't work for everybody. And I think some folks, they apply too much pressure to people that already have enough pressure on themselves.
I agree.
I think social media contributes to that too.
A whole lot. Let me say this. William Henderson says, let's be real about this. I think Biles not participating had to do with her sticking it to the Olympic Committee. For them to penalize her for her greatness is BS. They came out and admitted that they grade her differently. And that could be true. It could be some validity to that, because they did come out and say that they do grade her on a different scale because of the difficulties. But so why should she be penalized for being the best she can be? But that's what it is.
No. Well, and LeBron, I mean, LeBron used to be refereed differently.
Yeah.
Than other players, which that's been a topic of conversation.
Right.
So no, I mean, hey, coach, that's a good point. Yeah.
So we salute Simone Biles, and let me say this: that bronze medal that tied her with Shannon Miller for most medals won by American gymnasts. So she got 7. Shannon Miller has 7. They both have the most medals by an American gymnast in Olympic history. So kudos to you, Simone. Keep doing your thing. We're gonna still root for you. Yeah. All right, let's get to some NBA basketball. Yeah, man, oh man, boy, it's been a free agency flurry today, but we're gonna talk specifically about this one. The Lakers trade for the triple double king himself, Russell Westbrook. The Lakers send Contavious Caldwell Pope and Montrezl Harrell and a number 22 draft pick to the Washington Wizards for triple double king Russell Westbrook. Now, Westbrook is 32. He's an LA native, and he's a 9-time NBA All Star. He was the league MVP in 2017, and he is the career leader in triple doubles with 184, and he broke the record held by none other but the big old Oscar Robertson. Mike, what you think about this Lakers trade for Russell Westbrook?
I don't like it.
Now they got the big three in the West. They got the big three in the West now: LeBron, AD, and Russell.
I don't. I mean, I like me some Westbrook. I just question this move. LeBron's game is a deliberate, tempoed game. Westbrook is out the blocks, fast, upbeat, boom. So they're going to have to find a way to mesh those styles, you know. And I'm pretty sure Westbrook, he's not going to be uncooperative. I mean, if he say, hey, okay, I'm going to slow my game down to what it's going to take for us to win, okay. But I wasn't shocked at the move because I'm not shocked anytime anybody goes to the Lakers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like somebody going to the Yankees. You
Right.
know, like Joey Gallo, the Rangers. You know, hitting the home run machine, and he winds up with the New York Yankees. I mean, so I'm not surprised if somebody goes to the Lakers, and you kind of almost have to say, I can't turn it down because it's the Lakers. So, you know, so hopefully for Westbrook, they use him right, and he doesn't put a whole lot of pressure on himself because he's playing with LeBron, and he's playing with the Lakers, and he's playing at home.
Well, you know, the Lakers have added some more pieces. They've got some shooters. I don't know if you saw Carmelo sign a one-year deal with the Lakers. Dwight Howard is coming back to the Lakers on a one-year deal. They signed Malik Monk, the Lakers did. They signed Kent Bozeman. Bozeman, I believe. They putting shooters around because we know Russell Westbrook, his Achilles heel is three-point shooting. He's not a good three-point shooter. So they're gonna put some shooters around him where he can kind of penetrate and kick. I like it. And I'm gonna tell you why I like it. I think the Lakers said they're going all in for 2 years because LeBron just signed a 2-year extension this summer. At the end of that 2-year extension, he'll be 38. I think Anthony Davis will be up again in 2 years. I think the Lakers said we're gonna go all in right now. Let's go ahead. Let's make these moves and see what we can do in 2 years. And I give them props for it. I say, okay, I see you, Lakers. I see what you're gonna do.
No, it's an aggressive move. Ain't no doubt about it. So the last 3 years, I've gotten LeBron. 4 years, they've gotten 3 years. I've gotten LeBron. They got AD. And they've got they got Westbrook now, and I remember a time it was hard for Carmelo to even get on somebody's team.
Yeah, exactly.
So so kudos to him. I mean, I like that move. I like that move with Carmelo, but we'll see. I mean, the West. We'll see if the Clippers. We'll see what Kawhi does. You know, whether he goes back. I mean, not that the Clippers were a factor. Dallas needs to make the kind of moves the Lakers are moving.
They
need to make those kind of moves. You know?
But you know that's the funny thing about the Mavericks. For some reason, superstars don't want to go to Dallas, and I don't know why. I it's an attractive franchise. I mean, I don't get it. You got a good owner.
Great owner.
You know, I mean, the city of Dallas. I mean, I just don't understand why superstars, they just kind of overlook Dallas, you know. Now you got Jason Kidd. You would think, you know, with Jason Kidd being the head coach now, that they would be an attractive destination for guys. But, you know, it is what it is. So I say this. The Lakers is put the West on alert, and they put the Brooklyn Nets on alert too. I mean,
but I kind of thought they were already on alert coming into, you know, once KD and not KD, but once AD and LeBron got on, I thought everybody was on alert at that point, you know.
But they just didn't have their bench though. They did. I think they've put some pieces around them. They're getting shooters because the Lakers want a good shooting perimeter team. Now you got Carmelo, you got the Bozeman, you bringing guys in that can kind of shoot and spread the floor too. So
and something else I've noticed is they're helping LeBron out save his legs, because a lot of times when he was on the taking time out, whatever lead they may have had shrunk from down 8 points. Now they're 2 points behind us, the opposition. Go out and beat LeBron. So I can see that move being made to also help LeBron save his legs for those late games, tight games.
Yeah, so that's the Lakers. Golden State. Stephen Curry just signed extension, 4 years, $215 million. So he ain't going nowhere. It's gonna be interesting to see what the Clippers do, because I know you got Paul George, and most likely Kawhi is coming back. I don't see him going anywhere else. Can you fit that? Where's their third piece? I still think those two guys. The Clippers gonna need a third piece. In my opinion. What you think, Mike?
Well, Chris Paul could have been that third piece.
Well, he's staying in Phoenix.
And I don't blame him on that either.
Right.
He probably got more love this year in his entire career, and this, not coincidentally, this is the furthest he's gone in his career.
Yeah.
So kudos to him, but the West is loading up.
Yeah.
I like to see, because I'm a Philly fan only because Doc Rivers is there.
Okay.
And I'd like to see the Doc do something. Ben Simmons is still with them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Philly been trying. They got him on. They talking trades, but they want a whole lot in return. And I don't think a lot of teams ain't trying to give up the house and the farm for Ben Simmons.
No.
So anyway, there we have it with the NBA, man. I can't wait till the season gets started. I'm hyped, and we still got football season to go. and then transition to football. Let's go ahead and talk about. We got some Thursday night football coming this week.
That we do.
Hall of Fame game. Those Pittsburgh Steelers and those Dallas Cowboys. Well, the Steelers is a preseason game, guys, so don't get too excited.
Right.
The Steelers are favored by 3.5 points. Just some little key points. Ben Roethlisberger, this will be his 18th season. And he took a significant pay cut to come back. He took a $5 million pay cut, and which lowered his salary cap number by more than $15 million for Pittsburgh to sign some people. Their offensive weapons, they drafted running back Najee Harris out of Alabama.
I like that.
They got wide receiver Chase Claypool, which I think he's a stud. He's gonna be one of the wide receivers you're gonna be talking about for a while. So on defense, they got TJ Watt. So they pretty solid, and they still got Mike Tomlin, this is his 14th season in Pittsburgh. He's the third longest tenured head coach behind Bill Belichick and Sean Payton. So that's the Steelers. Cowboys, we kind of know what they got. Looking at Mike, I'm gonna let you kind of talk about the Cowboys. What can they expect to see?
Well, you won't. You're not going to see Dak Prescott Thursday night. You're not going to see him. What you're going to see are the backups, and you're going to see how badly they need a quality backup. I don't think these guys on the roster are going to cut it. So they need to get a backup quarterback that's solid. I think you're going to see some CeeDee Lamb appearances. I think they want to showcase their wide receiver against Pittsburgh's wide receiver, and why not? I think CeeDee's had a heck of a camp for it to be his first official camp compared to no camp last year of the pandemic. I'm interested in the tight end as well, the tight end situation. Blake Jarwin got hurt last year, like the first game of the year, collarbone or something like that. I think it was collarbone. But Dalton Schultz, he came in. He picked up the slack. So, it's a good problem to have for them. They have two quality tight ends. It's going to be somewhat subdued because you're not going to have the guy that's going to be throwing the ball to you. Right. If nothing else, those tight ends and maybe CeeDee Lamb can help enhance the backup quarterback situation in Dallas. Yeah. I want to see what Micah Parsons does. And I know he's going to get a lot of reps. So they can use him in so many different ways. That's the kind of athlete he is. It's 3 points. I'm gonna go Cowboys just because I saw them. Because I was there.
Yeah, right.
I'll go with the Cowboys by 5. What the heck?
Go. Okay. So who is it gonna be? Garrett Gilbert starting? Is he gonna be getting the reps?
They'll probably announce that tomorrow, but I would imagine
okay.
So. I would imagine so because it's funny. Been doing individual pieces since I've been back here, and I did a piece on DiNucci, the second-year quarterback. And he had a nice scramble play, but okay.
Yeah.
And then he had a play. Then we talked. They talked about the games he played last year. He started in 2 games, and of course he came away empty-handed. And he said yeah, it didn't go too well. So the video that I had, coincidentally, that went with that was him fumbling the snap in practice. So it's like, well, this is what you got.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
what you got. So they're going
Yeah.
to need they're going to need a quality backup quarterback.
And then another key is look to see how that offensive line is going to look since they are healthy.
Yeah.
What you think? Do you think they're going to play
Yeah.
maybe just one series, or how you think that's going to go?
I think they need to keep the offensive line out there. I mean,
Okay.
at least the first half. At least the first half. Get them a rhythm because a lot of them, like Zach Martin,
Mm-hmm.
Tyron, and a bunch
Yeah.
of those guys, it was like they were banged up, and so their timing. That's a good point you bring up. I think the timing of the offensive line will need to be studied and developed in this game.
Okay.
If I'm Mike McCarthy, I know what I got with offensive weapons. I want to see what kind of offensive line do we have.
You make a good point. You make a good point. If that's what I would do too, if I was
Yeah,
McCarthy,
yeah.
I let them play a little bit just to see what they got.
Yeah.
So, and the side note to this game, obviously that's going to be the thing, but the marquee thing on Sunday is Drew Pearson and Cliff Harris going into the Hall of Fame. Long overdue for the original number 88.
Yep,
Would you
you're
say,
right.
Mike? What you think about this?
No, how many Cowboys we got going in? We've got Jimmy,
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
Cliff Harris,
yeah,
you got Drew,
yeah.
you've got a former Philadelphia Eagle tight end or received tight end, I believe he was, who played for the Cowboys, who's going in, but going in as an Eagle, and Too Tall Jones brought that to my attention. I can't think of the guy's name right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got 4, and
Wow.
also you got 4, right?
I
And
didn't know
also,
that. Okay.
yeah, and also you've got there's an East Texan going in.
Oh,
There's a guy named Winston Hill
okay.
who blocked for Joe Namath. He went to the all-black school in Gladewater at the time called Weldon High School, and he went to Texas Southern, I believe, and he is going to the Hall of Fame as well. So he passed away, I think, in 2015, I believe.
Okay.
But Joe Namath, I saw an article, and Joe Namath was very high on this guy. And, I don't know, it'd be cool if Joe was the one to do the presentation. I don't think he's going to. I don't know who's going to, but I know he has
Right.
family still here. So hopefully down the way I can find the family and get the reaction
get some
out of
on
the
that.
hall. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So yeah, that's what we got coming up this week, guys. The Cowboys Steelers game is at 7:00 on Fox, so you can check that out. All right, Mike. Final thoughts, brother. What you got?
All I know is it's great to have the football season come back around. That's my sport, man. I love that sport, and I love it because the beautiful thing about football is if everybody does their job, everybody has to do their job for the play to be successful. Now, in some cases, you got guys that maybe somebody messed up and they went ahead and ran for 89 or 99 yards, like Tony did back in the day with the Cowboys against the Vikings. They were missing one player. He was on the sidelines, but he didn't know he was supposed to be in. But I like football because it's a team sport, and team is the word. Baseball's a team sport, but the pitcher sets the pitcher against the batter. That's what that's about. But in football, it's mano y mano. It's the wide receiver taking on the DB, and it's the running back trying to get through the tackle, get through those small holes with the linebackers waiting on him, and those safeties waiting to lick somebody and fire somebody up. That's what I like. Football is a collision sport, and they do it right because they but now 17 games. But there's 17 games now, and there's always a sense of urgency. Once week 5 kicks in, each week is a sense of urgency.
I'm with you, Mike. I can't wait, man, because we get to see some football. And my final thoughts is these Tokyo Olympics and our American athletes. I'm not. I can be really critical if I want, but I won't. But I think America, they've caught up with us. The world has caught up with us in a lot of the sports. So we got to start training. We got to start, doing better with how we train our athletes. And the one athlete that I want you guys to look out for is this young man out of Tampa, Florida. He runs the 200, 17 years old. He's going to be in the finals, and I think he's the next great track athlete, American male sprinter. And his name is Irion. I cannot pronounce his last,
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
but he's out of Tampa, Florida. Keep your eye out on this 17-year-old kid because he's going to be somebody to talk about for the next 10 years.
Well, and I tell you what, it's a great point you're making, and we better be hearing about him no matter what he does, especially if he medals. We better be hearing about him for the next 4 years going to the next round of the Olympics.
That's it. You're right, Mike. So, real quick, Mike, what you got coming up? How can people follow you? What you got going on?
At M Coleman 4 on Twitter, and just Mike or Michael Coleman on Facebook or whatnot, or just give me a holler 903-539-0501. I said it once, I'm gonna say it twice. It's my personal number.
All right. Mike, thanks for joining me, my brother. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Get your cook on. Tell the wife I said hello, and tell
I
Buster.
sure will.
Tell Buster I said what's up too.
Gotcha.
All right, this has been your guy Kendrick, the sports guy with TFG Sports, and enjoyed you guys. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tell your friends, tell your family. Come get you some sports every Tuesday night right here at 6:30 p.m. So until next Tuesday, peace.